Hello, BookTube, and welcome back to my COVID days and nights. Or maybe hopefully more than just BookTube, because these updates, I'm hoping, other than sort of embarrassing myself at times, I'm hoping that they will be helpful to people to realize that, long COVID is a thing and it's not made up, and if they're experiencing, which I'm sure they're going to have some experiences similar to mine. Um, but anyhow, I've got a few things to report today. Still not just a general health wise. I still not feeling that well. I've got sinus pressure and pain that just feels like my head's going to go poof. Uh, but and probably you can tell I'm a bit nasally talking as well, or at least it sounds like it to me. Um, I've just been resting all day, or well, most of the day. I was downstairs. I'm trying to spend time more downstairs, so I'm not sort of more prone to doze off. But I barely read anything today again, and I did come up, and I've been in bed all evening. Not sure what time it is now. It's got to be. It's about 10:30 my time here. But anyway, a few things sort of have happened today. I've been, as you know, I've got the blood pressure monitor, and I've been sending off readings to to um, to my doctor. They originally sent me a link that I was supposed to use, but I didn't have a monitor at that time. And then when I finally said I did have a monitor, I phoned in and they took readings over the phone, and they said that they would send me another link. So I got a text, but with no link. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that's coming separately. I wait a day or two. Maybe they're doing it differently, but before it was in my text, but it expired because I didn't use it. So I waited a day or two. Nothing happened. So I called again, and and I was told, well, I need to speak to a doctor. Okay, so I spoke to the doctor, and he just says, well, don't worry about it. Just because they have something they call an e-consult, and just enter details like I can enter text. So every few days, enter the readings in. So I've been doing that because I had to wait 2 weeks, if you remember, because I was given a new medication. So it's been up and down, like, with a little bit. And apparently nothing that is extra than it has been for several years. But the doctor has decided that they really need to get this down. Or at least that's what the doctor said today that I spoke to. But anyway, I called back in today because I'd not heard back. I called earlier in the week to ask. Or I think I was late last week to ask, if I could have an update on what's happening, because I've sent in everything. Oh, they'll pass the information on. Nothing happened. So I called twice earlier this week. I think on Tuesday, because Monday was a bank holiday here. And I think I called on Wednesday. So then I called again today. And I got a woman who was working at the reception as to get in and said about this. And she says, "Oh, well, you should be using the link to send my readings." So I calmly explained to her what happened. She says, "Well, that's not right. Why aren't you able to access the link?" And I had to reiterate that I did not have a link because it was not sent to me, and the doctor had asked me to do it this way. And then she's saying again, well, why did that happen? And I could just see Edgar, rolling his eyes in the background here, and it's like, well, I do not know those things because that is something on your side that somebody has not sent me the link. Why they haven't done that, I'd hate to, hazard to guess. So she says, well, we'll have there's no doctors available at all until next week, and I explained that because I need this review, they have held back my prescriptions. So the main blood pressure medication that I'm having, I'll be running out. I've got Friday and Saturday, and then I'm out, and it's another long weekend. They're putting in, I don't know, some old guy as leader of England or something like that. I don't know. Well, anyway, so I sort of said, well, it's a little more urgent than normal here. Well, I should have called in earlier. So I said, well, if you look at my record, I have been calling in last week and all this week after giving 2 weeks of readings. Oh, well, we'll have a pharmacist. They apparently have pharmacists there. Give you a call tomorrow. And I said, okay, well, that's cutting it short. But, okay. So, but anyway, a doctor within an hour or two did come. An actual doctor called me. And he went through the readings. And he was saying, yeah, that's where he's saying that they do want to get this lowered. So, and that went fairly simple. And he says, well, there's 2 things we can do. We can increase the one that I'm running out, which he has no problem with that. However, before he does that, he needs to have a blood test, and to arrange a home visit for a blood test could take another week or two. So we'll be delaying like three weeks or so before they get the results. He said, or the other way is just increase the new one that I was given, double it. And then so he says, unless I can get somewhere to get the blood test done either today, because this was mid-afternoon, or at the latest tomorrow morning, so then they'd probably be able to have the reading by mid next week. And I said, well, no, that's not possible. So he said, okay, well, we'll double the new one and see how that goes first, because that's the easiest thing. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, that sounds fair, sounds logical. So it was like, okay, well, that was a positive, because I didn't, have idiotic questions that they should already know asked. So that was perfectly fine. So I gave it about an hour, I guess. Must have been about 3:30. I called the pharmacy because, as I say, I'm going to run out on Saturday, and then it's a long weekend. Yeah, some old guy they're putting a crown on him, I think, or something like that, and they saw something, they're moving around a bloody stone as well. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, so I call up, and at this point I was back downstairs. Well, I was downstairs, so Edgar wasn't in the background, but I could just see his eyes rolling, metaphorically. So I get to pharmacy, and I clearly state out that doctor has sent, there's been a delay at getting my prescription, and he sent it now. I just want to verify that you've received it. And because I'm running out in a couple days, I don't need them all. I'm okay till next week for most of them, but the one I'll need in a couple days. Is it possible to put a rush on that and have it delivered for me tomorrow? So I, clearly state that out, and I get asked, well, what's your name? So I say my name, ShawnDStandfast, and that's Stand Fast, STANDFAST, just to clarify everything. So I said, well, hold on a minute. And they said, no, I can't find any prescription. And I said, oh, well, the doctor said he was sent it. How long does it usually take? It's an electronic prescription. She says, oh, it should be here immediately. And I said, okay, well, can you look again? And I said, you have my name correctly, Stand Fast for the surname. And then she, then there's a long pause. She said, I don't see any Mr. Stan Fast. I don't see any surname for Fast. And I'm going, who? And I said, no. My first name is Shawn, as I said, and my surname is Stand Fast. It's like two words, stand and then fast. Put them together, Stand Fast. So don't be looking under F. You look under S for stand. Finally, I got her to understand that. And then I reiterated again the situation and saying that, if I could have it delivered for tomorrow. And then she says, oh, well, we can put a rush on and have it ready, and we're open till 5:30 today. And okay, so you can deliver it actually today. And she goes, well, yeah, you can pick it up today. And I said, no. As I said, I can't, I'm unable to get out and there's no one to pick it up for me. Can you deliver it? Oh, you want it delivered? Yes, I want it delivered. And this is how I'm trying to be calm and not get angry, because this happens every single time, or some combination of this, when I call the pharmacy or places. And then and then she says, oh, well, we can have it delivered Wednesday of next week. So I take a long pause, take a breath, and say, no, as I stated, most of those are fine, but the one I need tomorrow or Saturday at the latest. Well, we don't deliver on the weekend. I said, well, as I expected that was the case, so therefore I'm asking if you can deliver it tomorrow. Well, we have already booked up for tomorrow. I said, yes, I understand that. That's why I'm asking, but this is a situation that is a little what word did I use? It needs to be, dealt with as soon as well. And then she says, oh, well, you should have requested your medication earlier. And it's like, ay. So I explain again the situation, that there was a delay at my doctor's, and it was only today that they got around to sending my medication, and I've been chasing it up for about a week. So as far as I know, I am going to have some medication delivered tomorrow. I assume just the one that I'm running out, which is I'll be perfectly happy with. And I used to think it was me that was the issue, speaking especially to this place and others. But a few months ago, I don't know if I mentioned this at some point, that I ran out, like, my phone. It's a very basic, like, I only pay £7 a month for this, so it's super cheap. Like, I get a phone and it's 2 year contract, but I do have, but that is changed a little bit. So they've given me apparently unlimited minutes to talk now, so I won't run out. But I did run out of minutes, because it was really low, because I normally didn't, but because of certain things I needed to call doctors and other places, and especially I do have a little update about my disability as well in a moment, but I ran out calling them. So anyway, so that's sorted for that. But I did a few months ago. I had run out of minutes, so I have a friend who's in Yorkshire. She, if she was closer, she'd deal with all this stuff for me. Or occasionally she would. And so I had WhatsApped her and said, here's the number to the pharmacy. Can you call them to ask them to deliver my medication? Because I run out of minutes to talk. And there was no other way I could get through to them. I thought I did through Facebook. I went through the whole 9 yards to find another way to contact them. I couldn't. So I gave her the number, and she's she came back, and she just could not believe how many times she had to repeat herself of what what needs to be done. A simple thing, saying you're calling for ShawnDStandfast. Can his medication be set? And I told her, I said, they might say, oh, can you come pick it up? And then you just simply say that you're 100 and some miles away in Yorkshire. It's not possible for you to do that, and I need the medication as soon as possible. Yeah, she had the same experience that I do. So no, it's nothing to do with me, and it's not to do with my accent. So that was sort of nice to know. But okay, couple other things. Sorry for explaining, but I needed to lay it out for you to feel the sort of the pain that I did going through it by listening to me. So anyway, I called first thing, like, my leg is re-bursting out, the cellulitis. It's swelling up, and it's leaking at the like, there's an open wound now, so I need the district nurses to come to do their magic. So I called that, and that was relatively pain free. I did have to hold a little bit. They're obviously busy, and hence I don't like calling them, but I just can't do it myself. But anyway, so that's being arranged. Whether it will happen before the weekend is another question, because, as I say, they're very busy, and for the most part, they're very good. They're very good. So I have no complaints about them. I did reiterate to say, can you call? Because I don't know when they're going to arrange it. So I said, I may not be downstairs, and if they just come to the door and knock, I may not hear it. So if they could just give me a quick call before, so I know, and then I can get downstairs, hopefully. But yeah, and then earlier, it must have been, I don't know what it was. It was before I laid down, just before I laid down. It must have been about 5 o'clock, I guess. I'm on my phone, and I'm looking at some notifications, and then all of a sudden I get a notification popping up saying there's a voicemail for me, and I'm going, well, that's weird. So I get in and listen to my voicemail, and it's a message about my disability saying, "Oh, we tried to contact you today, could not get through, and we'll call you tomorrow." And I'm going, okay. I'm not sure why my phone didn't ring. I know you can leave voicemail messages without um, having to call someone. And are they doing that because they don't want to speak to me? It's a long weekend, so they're just leaving messages for people. And it's like, it's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating because I'm here and I do have voicemail, but I don't get many calls in on my phone. I don't at all. It's a rare occasion, that the doctor calls. So, and I have my phone with me all the time. I don't always have it on for ringing, for sound, but I always have it for vibrate. And it's either in my pocket or it's in my hand. And I see it pop up saying there's a call. And I can feel this, but that wasn't the case. But anyway, so that is in the works. Well, hopefully, and I hope, and I'll take it off vibrate for tomorrow, and hopefully they'll actually call me. So, and because I will be calling them tomorrow, because I've got a message saying that I should have had some papers that I need to fill out, which I have not received yet. It's happened exactly as before. They're probably going to say, well, why haven't I returned the papers? Well, I haven't received them, but anyway, we'll deal with that tomorrow. And I just have to, it's all these things are out of my hands. And there's no sense getting angry because I really feel like that's what they want. They want you to get angry, it's designed so that way you get angry, you swear at them, and then they do something what they call sanction you, so you get pushed off and they don't have to deal with you, and it's sort of job done. Or they make it so difficult that you run out of patience and you just give up. Or the third one is, which happens a lot here, is that they delay so much that the person dies. Still, like, all three of those are job done for them, I suppose. I know that's cynical, but and I'm not the only one that has talked about this. So I believe there's a lot of truth to it. So I can't do that. And then I sort of wonder, well, why is my blood pressure so high? Well, I think my blood pressure, it's always been sort of a bit erratic, but probably recently it's, last couple of years, because I don't sleep well, and that has to have some bearing on my blood pressure. It really does. So anyway, how long have I been talking here? 25 minutes. Anyway, if you've made it this long, you have, through this tedious tedious video, then you have a glimpse into my life for tediousness when you have to deal with the outside world. Thank you.